Yeah, I wasn't expecting for it to end the way it did. Alright, so I hear it's customary to start with this blaze right here as the very start. So here we go. I stopped to change the dressings on my toes, and I think it was probably just too dark this morning for me to see it. I'm going to show you what my toe looks like right now. That's one of the signs I've been watching out for the last few days, and now that it's here, I need to continue on the trail to the closest road and hitch a ride to the next town with a medical center in it. Yeah, so I had to leave the trail. I wasn't expecting for it to end the way it did, but I've been working to process it for a while now, and I do know that it was a good idea. It was good that I got off the trail when I did. The infection moved pretty quickly, and even with the first dose of antibiotics, still didn't take care of all of it. So after a few doctors and hospital visits, I realized it really was a good thing that I got off when I did. The trail will be there. I can always try again. So yeah, that's about where I'm at with getting off the trail. As far as trying again, I've had a lot of people over the last few weeks messaging me, questioning, when am I going to try again? Am I going out again soon? What are my plans? And to be honest, I don't know. I would have loved to just go back to the beginning after I healed up and try it again this year after I did the training that I did. But I have a prior commitment. There's a job waiting for me in the northern tip of Norway this summer, and I'll be taking off the second week of June for that. And I'm not planning on bailing on that commitment. So I'll be there all summer. And so as far as attempting again this year, that is not possible for me. However, it is possible to try again next summer or another time. The thing that I really just have to decide is whether or not I want to. I love hiking. I love being outdoors. I love challenging myself, seeing what new things I can accomplish, and testing my own limits and finding out what I am capable of. And that is something I thrive on. But being on the trail, I realized that a lot of the things that I really love about hiking, I wasn't able to enjoy. It's very communal for me, meeting people on the trail and hearing their story and getting to know them, and you kind of move with them along all the way, and that's just something I enjoy. And stopping and seeing wildlife and seeing the view and just taking a minute here and there to relax and take in your surroundings, and that is something I couldn't do while trying to beat the record. I spent, from dark, you wake up when it's still dark and you end when it's dark, and all the time in between I'm keeping track of my mile marker and where I'm at, and am I meeting my 3.5 mile per hour goal? Did I lose speed when I was going uphill now? Am I gaining my speed back up now that I'm on flat terrain? How far should I run? How far should I go today? And that it's a little bit overwhelming. It takes a little bit of the joy of hiking away by doing it that way. And there's something to be said about accomplishing my goal, and it is something I'm going to strongly consider, because it is still a goal of mine. But I do have to spend some time thinking about it. So hopefully that answers your question about whether or not I'm going to try again, or when I'll try again. I guess I'm not going to tell you what I would do if I don't. I'll cross that bridge when I get there. But I definitely want to keep you guys updated with it. I know a lot of you have asked, and a lot of you are curious about what I'm going to do next and what adventures are planned for the future. So if you're at all curious about it, I figured this is the easiest place to keep a large amount of people updated at once without trying to respond to messages all the time. So if you're curious about what I'm going to be doing, when I'm doing it, if you just want to click the little button below and subscribe, you can always stay up to date with what I'm doing. And if I try the trail again, I'd like to say when I attempt the record again, I'll post it on here. I'll let you guys know that I'm going to be doing it. That way you guys are the first to know. So I appreciate all the encouragement that I've gotten over the past few weeks. It's been, you know, if I'm being honest, it was really a struggle to get off the trail. It's not how I expected that to go, and so having so many people come around and just offer support and encouragement and just being that outdoors adventure hiking community that I love, it's been really great. So to all of you who have done that, I just want to say thank you, and yeah, just want to say thank you. So again, if you guys want to follow along and know what I'm doing next, just click that little button down there below, subscribe to this channel, and I'll be updating you guys. And I think I'm going to do a few other fun things on here, a little bit of my training regimen, some other new things that I'm thinking about trying, and yeah, you guys can just kind of follow along. So thanks for watching, and pass along to any of your outdoor adventure friends that you think might enjoy as well, and I'll see you guys later. Okay, so I had just gotten done with hiking for the day and made that quick video for you guys and forgot like half the things that I had planned on telling you. So I'm just going to add that onto the end here for you. It became clear to me that apparently some people don't realize that I did have to leave the trail during my FKT attempt on the Appalachian Trail. So this might be news to you that I'm not on the trail anymore. Yeah, so when I gotten about 300 miles in or so, the infection that I had, that had started in underneath a toenail, I had a blister. Well, let me take you back a little bit. I had a blister that broke open, and I tried to keep it dry, I tried to keep it clean, but obviously I'm still hiking 14 to 16 miles a day, and I still have sweat and dirt and other things getting into my shoes, and so bacteria did get in there and it created an infection. And although I was trying to keep it clean, I was taking an antibiotic that I had brought on the trail in case something happened, which didn't end up working. And so after a few days of watching the infection progress, I noticed one morning that the infection had moved to my bloodstream, most likely because I had a few of the veins coming off of my big toe and into my foot had turned very dark. And so yeah, I took that as a sign that I needed to get some medical attention. So I went, I actually backtracked a few miles on the trail because I knew I had just passed a road not too long ago. Yeah, and I hitched a ride into a town, went to a walk-in clinic there. They sent me to the hospital, spent some time there with an antibiotic and an IV, and then another 10 days of oral antibiotics that still wasn't working after the second dose, and so they removed a toenail, cleared that out. About a week or so later, I actually lost my second big toenail. That was actually yesterday. And so yeah, now I'm doing much better. Both of those toes have healed. It appears as though the infection is completely gone, and that's great. But I did have to leave the trail at the time. Sepsis is not something to be taken lightly, and the doctors did say it was a really good thing that I did get off when I did. So I am glad I did it. A lot of you have asked about how I'm doing. So physically, you know, I'm doing a lot better. The mental and emotional part of getting off the trail was a bit of a struggle. I have talked to a lot of my mentors and a lot of friends that have encouraged me that, you know, the trail is going to be there. It's not going anywhere. I can always try this again. And they're right. I can always attempt this again. One of the things that when I came off the trail, I had gotten a lot of messages with quite the controversy over whether or not I was following the rules correctly for assisted versus unassisted for on the trail. And I just want to talk briefly about that. It's a touchy subject, it turns out. If you go on to whiteblazes.net, you can get on there and you can see that there was a lot of dialogue while I was on the trail and even after I got off the trail about whether I was following the rules correctly. So to verify and clarify for some of you that don't know, there's two different ways you can do the trail when trying to beat the record. So you could do an assisted or an unassisted, or self-assisted, I guess, attempt. And so assisted, you have a team of people helping you along the way, meeting you at checkpoints with food and water, and driving you somewhere you could be in a bed that night, taking you back to the trail. The entire idea is that as long as you take every step of the way on your own, even receiving assistance is fine. So that would be an assisted record. And the version that I was doing, that was the unassisted or self-assisted, had no outside help that was planned ahead of time. And so the way that works is I sent myself food along the way that I would go and pick up, and no one was there waiting, to give me fresh shoes and socks and bringing me food. It was just me going along the way. And so those are the basics behind it. The real controversy came when I would hitch rides into a town to pick up one of my resupply boxes that I had mailed to myself. So the girl who set the record before, Heather Anderson, she obviously also did it as a self-assisted through hike, and she chose to not take any rides into a town. And so that's where I guess the controversy comes up, is technically, as far as I understand it, and as far as a lot of people understand it, is that if you did not plan ahead of time to have someone waiting there for you to give you a ride into town, then it would not be considered an assist. Heather Anderson, it appears, made a choice to not take any rides and chose to walk into towns on her own as a choice. And it's admirable, that's something that I guess that's all I can say about that. It's an admirable choice to hike into town on your own and get everything that you brought for yourself. But that's also just that's not the way it has to be, as far as I understand it. And so I chose to take rides if they were available. I didn't have anything planned ahead of time. I didn't know anyone was going to be there. I could have been waiting for an hour to hitch a ride in. I could have been waiting for 2 minutes. There's no way of knowing ahead of time. And so, that being said, obviously in this situation it didn't end up mattering because I had to get off the trail, and so really it's just when I attempt again, I'm going to have to spend a little bit more time deciding if I would like to follow the guidelines that Heather Anderson set for herself, or if I would like to follow the basic guidelines that say I am allowed to hitch a ride into town. And again, like I said, there's a lot of controversy over this. A lot of people viewed that as an assist, and I'm going to have to take that into consideration before I try again. I will keep you guys updated when I try the trail again, what I've decided, and feel free to comment below, keep that discussion going. I would like to come with the decision that best fits the hiking community, and yeah, so I don't know what it's going to be yet, but I want you guys to be involved with that. So just comment below and we'll figure something out. So I know I had a lot of messages going into this and a lot of things I was trying to respond to, and I am sure that I forgot a lot of the things that I was supposed to tell you guys. So make sure that you comment below. Let me know if there's something you were curious about. I would love to keep you guys in the loop. I'll do my best to go through those over the next few days and create another video for you guys, letting you know whatever it is that you wanted to know. Also, you know, just be sure to just subscribe if you don't want to miss any of the updates when I do decide to try the trail again. If I do a different trail, if I decide on something completely different, if that's something that you're interested in, then just hit that little button below, subscribe, and I will update you guys when I can.